Hello, this is Dylan Miller on Daily Dose of Dylan, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, or iHeartRadio. This is Dylan Miller on Daily Dose of Dylan. Obviously, today's going to be great. We got a lot of drafts to talk today. And I can't wait. I really can't. Unfortunately, I just got news that Aaron Rodgers has talked about leaving Green Bay. I'll talk about that coming up. How awesome would that be if he leaves? Ha 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 ha. Funny, funny, funny. Oh boy. But today is going to be a great day. But this guy really... I think this is strategy, though. I think it's smart on Aaron's part, because I think he's trying to push them to get a weapon instead of, drafting a quarterback again. I think it would be smart. It's smart of him to do it, Unless he's dead serious. I think he might be dead serious. I'm hoping it's like what Russell Wilson had with the Seahawks. Because he gave them 3 teams, the Raiders, Broncos, and Niners. Fortunately, he's definitely a Niners kind of guy. He's from California. He wanted to be drafted by the Niners. And they said no. They said, we're going to take Alex Smith because we don't know a lot of you. Kind of like Trey Lance, And, after this, I'm going to talk about Trey Lance because he was on the Dan Patrick show earlier. And he said something that I found intriguing. Gosh, Aaron Rodgers. Not in a Green Bay uniform. I have had less than luck when it comes to players staying the whole time. Kyrie requested a trade. The next year, LeBron signed with the Lakers. I got a break for a bit, it was great, I got a bit of a break. And then I just got worried about Rodgers. Ain't that a quinky... I wasn't shocked when I heard that people asked for him, but I was like, why are... Like, when the Niners asked for him, like, okay, Niners probably were just looking for someone. See, it seems like the Packers and Aaron Rodgers are kind of having a bit of a falling out. I understand that, but why are multiple teams calling? And then I saw, okay, 0% chance, okay. But then I remembered, wait, but the Cavs said, we're never going to trade Kyrie. They told LeBron that. I think this is part of why he left, because they told LeBron, oh, we're gonna keep him. 2 days later, he's off to the Celtics. It's... It's terrible, but, I'm hoping... I think if they just relax for a second, hopefully the Packers aren't awkward about this and, not freaking out, because if they don't freak out and they take some receivers in the draft and some defense players, that'll be fine. I hope this is a Russell Wilson thing where it's not that big of a deal. Eventually he stays with the Packers. Yeah. Aaron? It's the ego talking. Don't worry. At least I think it is. But you know what? He's given them 16 years. Trey Lance is obviously possibly an option for the number 3 overall pick, but he believes he's better than Zach Wilson, as he said on the Dan Patrick show. He said he had breakfast with Zach Wilson, and Wilson agreed. And I said this, I think if he played this year, it wouldn't have been Wilson. It would have been Trey Lance at second to the Jets. I would have loved to see Trey Lance on the Jets. He's an athlete in a big market. It's a match kind of made in heaven. But, clearly that's not going to happen. But he believes he's better than Zach Wilson, and I agree, because think about this, 28 touchdowns, 0 picks, didn't lose a game as a starter. This guy's an anomaly. You know, and he had 14 rushing touchdowns. He can do it all. He's like Josh Allen. He really reminds me of Josh Allen. You know, and I just think Trey Lance is a perfect number 2 pick. And needless to say, I think he should go 3. But you know, we know what's going to happen. The draft starts with the Niners, so we'll see what happens. Speaking of the Niners, they got a tough decision. Is Jones the guy? It's tough. Because Jones does have qualities that Shanahan would like. And I got even more understanding listening to the Dan Patrick show today. You know, I've said earlier, you know, and I was wrong about this. The system Kyle Shanahan has is so amazing that Nick Mullins has the second most passing yards through his first 16 games. So I'm understanding more, like, he doesn't want an athlete to screw up his system. And that's what Trey Lance could do. And Lance has a high ceiling. But does he really want to wait that long? And then all the players he has now get, you know, old, and then... But then Trey Lance is popping, but then they're kind of declining. So he wants to win now, and I get it, Mac Jones, but... I don't know, it's a tough decision. I don't know. There's a great question. I don't know. I think... Because the Pats will trade up depending on who's falling. If Lance or Fields is falling a bit, they're going to trade up, I've heard. And I think they should trade up with the Panthers because the Panthers can get an O-lineman later. You know, I have them picking Patrick Surtain at 8, but that's just, again, a hypothetical. If they trade back with the Patriots, that's going to be Trey Lance. And then the Broncos will probably take Micah Parsons. And then Cowboys probably take Patrick Surtain from there. Giants take Waddle. Eagles take Smith. Chargers take Elijah Vera-Tucker. Vikings take Woody Pay. Panthers, they wind up with J.C. Horn. You know, it's kind of perfect, but we'll see. We will see what happens here. So, a good question, because there's always, every day there's like the big news thing that you like talking about. Yesterday it's the eve of the NFL draft. Today it is the NFL draft, and tomorrow it's going to be what happened in the NFL draft. So, what will be the biggest conversation? What the Falcons did, what the 49ers did, where Fields went, or a star quarterback getting traded, or starting quarterback getting traded, you know? I think it's going to be, and the Dan Patrick show had the same question actually as this, and the Niners, what the Niners did was running away with the poll, and it should be, because we have no clue, because as it's getting closer to the draft, we can kind of feel, you know, the Falcons are probably going to take a Kyle Pitts if they don't trade back. You know, we kind of have an idea of what's going to happen. If they trade back, they'll get a defensive player. If not, they get Kyle Pitts. It's seeming like we know what's happening. We don't know if they're going to take Trey Lance because a lot of people are saying Lynch likes Lance, Shanahan likes Jones. So, I think this is definitely the biggest news of the draft, and a star quarterback might not even get traded, so we don't even know. And Fields might not even drop. So I think the biggest reaction is going to be what the Niners did. So, Bucks got all their weapons back. They don't got much to worry about. All 22 starters from the Super Bowl team are back. Pretty perfect for them. You know, I don't... 0 holes. That team has no holes. This is why Rodgers is upset. It's not rocket science, Brian Gutekunst. I don't like Brian Gutekunst. I don't. He's made maybe 1 or 2 good picks. Jair Alexander, Darnell Savage. Those are 2 good picks. But is he really Did he even draft Jair Alexander? I don't even know. I don't even know. But this is why Wilson and Rodgers were upset. What did the Seahawks do? They got Wilson some weapons. That's what the Packers got to do. And they've said, oh, we like Aaron, but what the hell does that mean in the National Football League anymore? So they got to show that they love Aaron by getting him weapons in the draft. So we'll see what happens. I was so cool. I didn't care what the Packers did as long as they didn't draft a running back or a quarterback. Because we got 2 running backs and we have 2 quarterbacks. One of them is top 5 at their position. I wouldn't mind them taking a receiver because we could use one to complement Adams. I wouldn't mind a tight end. I mean, we don't even know if Tanya's the real deal. We did lose Corey Linsley, so I would not mind an offensive tackle. I wouldn't mind a corner. A safety wouldn't be terrible. Inside linebacker we can use. Edge rusher we can use. We can use all these positions. The ones that I would be mad about is, I guess you can say safety would be, I'd be a little annoyed with getting safety, but everything else I'm fine if they take. I was chilling until this news. Oh gosh, it's annoying. But hopefully they don't screw this up. Got a great situation, Gutekunst. And you're clearly not listening to this because it's less than popular, and you're getting ready for the draft. You better be looking at the weapons. Alright? So, I got another reason for the Niners to draft Jones, and it's crazy how the tables have turned with me right now, because I was hating on him, and now I'm like, you know what, it would make a lot of sense, actually. But for the Niners, if any other team took him at 3, I would be criticizing them. But the Niners, they got a great system. They don't want an athlete to ruin that. And Mac Jones, I pointed out 2 great things about him yesterday, or a couple days ago. I don't even know anymore. He's accurate, and he has great deep ball. Accuracy is number 1. Because who would you want your quarterback to be? Brett Favre, who made some mistakes and hardly ever won a Super Bowl? Or do you want Drew Brees and Russell Wilson, the guys that are accurate and methodical decision makers? I would want Wilson and Brees. I would not want Brett Favre. I would want Aaron Rodgers instead of Josh Allen, who's kind of a gunslinger who makes some mistakes right now. So, Jones versus Lance, right now, Jones is looking like the guy. And it's great for Trey Lance, because I think he's more talented than Jones by a long shot. But he can drop to a team like the Pats, who are more ready than people think now. Because they went all-out free agency. They got great defensive players. They got their 8 opt-outs coming back. They got 2 good tight ends. Their running back's pretty good. Their O-line's pretty good. And Cam's a good enough quarterback. If they get another quarterback, they'll be in a good position. So, we'll see what happens there. But I would want an accurate quarterback. And speaking of Russell Wilson, there's a report this morning. No teams, the Seahawks did not call back any of the teams that inquired about Russell Wilson. And again, I think I've said this before. Wilson was never going to get traded. I liked the idea of it. That was the thing. I think most analysts knew he wasn't going to leave the Seahawks. But, obviously there's always that one analyst that says something crazy like, he'll definitely get traded. But, I think we all knew, we just liked the idea of Wilson possibly leaving. And we